on this special day. Before we start the event, we request you all to put your mobile phones on silent mode. On this note, let's begin the day with the blessings of Almighty. I would like to request all the dignitaries, Professor and Director Dr. Usha Manjunath, Associate Professor and Associate Dean Academics Dr. Kirti Uday, Associate Professor and Associate Dean Training Mr. Piyush Kumar, Group Head International Marketing Narayana Health Mr. Guru Prasad, Director Quality Landmark Healthcare Mr. Mukund Kulkarni, Vice President Biotexas Pharma Mr. Pankaj Srivastav, and our proud alumni to come forward for land lightning ceremony, and also welcome my dear friend Dr. Shreya for Saraswati Vandana.
हे वीणावादिनी सरस्वती, हंसवाहिनी सरस्वती, विद्यादायिनी सरस्वती, नारायणी नमोस्तुते। हे वीणावादिनी सरस्वती, हंसवाहिनी सरस्वती, विद्यादायिनी सरस्वती, नारायणी नमोस्तुते। तू राह दिखाना मात मेरी, साथ निभाना मात मेरी, अंधियारा है अंतर मन, ज्योत जलाना मात मेरी। तू राह दिखाना मात मेरी, साथ निभाना मात मेरी, अंधियारा है अंतर मन, ज्योत जलाना मात मेरी। हे वीणावादिनी सरस्वती, हंसवाहिनी सरस्वती, विद्यादायिनी सरस्वती, नारायणी नमोस्तुते। हे वीणावादिनी सरस्वती, हंसवाहिनी सरस्वती, विद्यादायिनी सरस्वती, नारायणी नमोस्तुते। मन में करुणा तू भर देती, निष्पाप हृदय तू कर देती, भक्ति से तुझे पूजे जो, शुभ आस तू मन में भर देती। वीणावादिनी सरस्वती, हंसवाहिनी सरस्वती, विद्यादायिनी सरस्वती, नारायणी नमोस्तुते।
Thank you all the respected dignitaries and Dr. Shreya. Now I would request Director IIHMR Bangalore, Dr. Usha Manjunath, to present token of gratitude to our industry mentor, Group Head International Marketing Narayana Health, Mr. M.S. Guru Prasad. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Now I would request Associate Professor and Associate Dean Academics, Dr. Kirti Uday, to present the memento of respect to Director Quality Landmark Healthcare, Mr. Mukund Kulkarni. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Now, I would request Associate Professor and Associate Dean Training, Mr. Piyush Kumar, to present token of gratitude to Vice President Biotexas Pharma, Mr. Pankaj Srivastav. To Mr. Sunish R. Thank you, sir.
Thank you to all the respected dignitaries, faculty members, and alumni. I would now request Associate Professor and Associate Dean Academics, IIHMR Bangalore, Dr. Kirti Uday, to welcome the gathering. She has completed her doctorate in management and postgraduate in hospital and health management, having more than 15 years of experience in healthcare industry and academics. She is a national assessor for National Quality Assurance Standard and is responsible to assess public healthcare facilities across India for quality assessment of public hospitals. She has also worked with key organizations like Kokilaben Dhirubhai Ambani Hospital, Max Healthcare, and Fortis Healthcare. Before joining IIHMR, she has also worked with Fortis Healthcare as head of marketing. She's also one of the board members of the Research Advisory Committee of Monolith Foundation and has also published papers in journals of national and international repute and chaired international conferences of public health in Sri Lanka and Malaysia in the last 5 years. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Harpreet. Am I audible to everyone? Am I audible to everyone? Hi, good morning all. No energy. Good morning. Not audible. Louder. Good morning, everyone. So the hallmark of successful people is that they are always stretching themselves to learn new things. In fact, we all have assembled here today to explore new things, the concept of open day. So it's both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today and welcome you all to this beautiful morning and welcome to the amazing community, my students, parents, faculty members for this gathering. A very warm welcome to everyone. I would like to welcome respected guests and dignitaries, students, parents, faculty members, media members to the Open Day ceremony of IIHMR Bangalore. It's a great honor for me to pronounce that today we are joined by esteemed dignitaries, Mr. Guru Prasad, Narayana Health is working with Narayana Health as a group head, Mr. Mukund Kulkarni, Director Quality Landmark Healthcare, Mr. Sunish R, working with Tata Trust as a senior healthcare consultant, and my dear students. I would also like to welcome Professor and Director, IIHMR Bangalore, Dr. Usha Manjunath, Associate Dean Training, Mr. Piyush Kumar, faculty members for joining us today in this occasion. I would like to welcome all parents and aspirants for joining us today. This forum will help you to understand IIHMR Bangalore in detail, an opportunity to meet with the faculty and industry mentors and feel the campus life. You are requested to interact with the students and alumni and understand the growth opportunity in the healthcare industry. We have also arranged campus tour and hostel tour at the end of the event. Mr. Satish from academic department will facilitate the same. Last but not the least, feel free to connect with any one of us for any kind of support at any point of time. We will be more than happy to help you all. Enjoy IIHMR Bangalore, enjoy learning. Lastly, I would like to conclude by saying that of all the books in the world, the best stories are found between pages of an exploration of the new places. So please explore IIHMR Bangalore. We are more than happy to support you. Thank you.
Thank you for welcoming the gathering, ma'am.
Now, I would request Assistant Professor Mr. Mrinmoy Roy to present token of gratitude to Vice President Biotexas Pharma, Mr. Pankaj Srivastava. Welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. To run an institute of this magnitude, we need dynamic leadership. Our institution, headed by energetic and passionate leader, Professor and Director, IIHMR Bangalore, Dr. Usha Manjunath. She's a dynamic leader with interest in behavior science, management, and entrepreneurship. With over 20 years of experience as management faculty, ma'am has unique experience in allied health, disability, communication, entrepreneurship, journal, health system management research, and academics. Besides publishing articles in national and international journals, she has also published a book on total quality services in healthcare in 2012 and was also awarded Bharat Ratna Indira Gandhi Gold Medal Award. We are proud to be part of the entity led by Dr. Usha Manjunath and take pride in its progress. I take extreme pleasure in welcoming you, ma'am. Ma'am, I invite you up on the dais and request you to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. It's a great day. It's a nice, cool but sunny day in Bangalore. So I welcome everyone. On a Sunday, I'm sure, many of you probably are not complaining about maybe the traffic, but, Bangalore has a lot of advantages and it welcomes, people from across the world, from India, every corner. So it's a great city to be here. Welcome to IIHMR Bangalore once again. I take pride in my faculty, my people, my students, and I always keep saying that what makes us all so energetic. You just had a peek preview of Dr. Kirti's energy, right? So I think that is because of we work with youngsters, and I think that's a great privilege, and I'm really happy to be working with youngsters, and it's always a pleasant thing. It also helps us kind of keep ourselves young and energetic, and so it's a great place to be here. About the distinguished guests who have come, so I'm very happy that Guru Prasad from NH has joined us. Welcome, Guru Prasad. Mukund I have known for quite some time now, and from IT in healthcare, and he has been very supportive to lots of things we do. Welcome, Mukund. And of course, Sunish. Sunish also is our alumnus from Jaipur, and he's there with us as a real backbone to really support us whenever we require him. And I welcome Pankajji for the new additions that we have. As you all know that we have pharma management from the last year onwards, and we're very happy to kind of grow that specialization. And thank you, Pankajji, for being here. And welcome to all my faculty members. They are our strength. As you see, all of them are young. They're all energetic and really going further. So just to kind of make ourselves understand what this IIHMR Bangalore is all about, is a very important one to kind of see for newcomers as well as all of us. Every time I talk about it, it also kind of newer understanding about the organization comes up. And so I'm very glad to kind of present and introduce you to IIHMR Bangalore. And so moving ahead. Okay, so welcome. And, as you see the building, you also probably see some of the construction that's going on. So we are very happy to grow. We have, we are extending our, facilities. And so those of, maybe in another 3 to 6 months, there'll be better space, better classrooms, better, improved ones further. All right. And, the first thing that, the story begins is with our legacy, which we are very proud of. Way back in 1984, when nobody was thinking about maybe, hospital management or, doing research in that particular area. So this is a very important aspect of, how we look at our own founding fathers as to their ideas, their vision. How did they really think about it? Maybe if you really see, many of you, probably some of you who have gathered here probably were not even born in 1984, right? So if we really see that part of, India where, you had requirements for a lot of healthcare facilities to be done and so much more really to be achieved, looking at what we have today in terms of infrastructure, what we're able to really provide, and, aspects of healthcare that we can really provide now. So at that time, the trend probably was, to open up new hospitals, which still continues, we require. But I think Dr. Ashok Agarwal, who himself is, from a business family from Churu district in Rajasthan, himself a doctor and an MPH from Johns Hopkins. He is now currently also on the board of Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School. And so he thought this is very important that we look at the efficiency, we look at management, we kind of see, not only, healthcare as a doctors and nurses and hospitals to be providing, but also see how research can really help policy, research can really, improve services, research can bring about, training of people. So this is where the whole legacy started way back in 84. As you see, that's now, by the society. Now in Jaipur, it is a university, a state university. And then way back in 2004, Bangalore started. And Delhi also has another unit where we have similar things that we do, but there are some differences. Kolkata has a small center, which is more towards the research part. So this legacy is what really sets us apart, being the first, having had the learning curve, and to really go ahead and do different things and to grow. So, so this is a long journey that as we look at. And IIHMR Bangalore further. So, IIHMR Jaipur started as a research institute. And then they thought, the need was to develop people in management. So in 1996 and 97, a program of 2-year full-time program started. So that is where the whole legacy of how this management education in healthcare. Of course, if you see today, there are many, many more institutions. You will see so many programs coming up. But in terms of the, the earliest and the best programs is where we kind of have been a part of, and we're very proud to be part of that legacy. And so we have in 2010 at Bangalore, we got our program accredited by AICTE. And then moving ahead, we have, started the specialization on health IT. And we are now accredited with MBA. And we have an equivalent. So many of you, some of you who want to study, PGDM, always think, MBA has a master's, this one to it. It is equivalent. And what does it really mean? It means you can also do further PhD, if you decide to do PhD and others, all the universities will accept it. So that's one other proud moment for us. So we have that. In 2020, we started this pharmaceutical management. As we all understand, South India, if you look at, Hyderabad, the certain extent, Chennai, Bangalore, and then, of course, moving a little further up north, the Pune. So all these areas are, we call it as a biotech and pharma hub. And so we thought, there is a necessity for extending our program. So we have another pharmaceutical management started from 2 years back, and that's another specialization we have. So this is, for any educational institution, we have to believe in something very strong, what we want to do, how we want to see ourselves really grow and really go ahead. So the values of any institution is very important. So we explicitly, kind of talk about it. We want to really everyone associated with us to be really, really associated with the core values of quality, accountability, trust, transparency, sharing knowledge and information, and the openness that we all believe in. So the mission in terms of really looking at is the dedicated to the improvement in standards of health through better management of healthcare and related programs. And it seeks to accomplish this through management research, training, consultation, and institutional networking in national and global perspective. Of course, all of us have dreams, and our vision also is like, for the long term, what do we really want to dream about, and where do we want to be there? To emerge as a world-class postgraduate and research institution in generating and disseminating knowledge and providing students a unique learning experience in management education and research that will best serve the betterment of society. As we are just about to, COVID is not over, as we're just about to move ahead and kind of see, we saw, people, in terms of the challenges that the world over faced in COVID. And so these kinds of understanding, at the end of the day, who we are, what we want to do is in terms of contributing to the people and their health. So that is where we think our role is very important. And as young students, who join us, also are, really raring to go. And I'm sure India as of today is a very young country. And so therefore, there's so much that all of you can really do further. And so with those kind of, kind of things that we want to set ourselves, our goals and our dreams, let's get back to kind of what we really do. How do we want to achieve that mission? How do we want to realize our vision through what we actually do? So we have 4 verticals. Academics, which is the flagship program, and it's a full-time 2-year program, as all of you know. Hospital management, it offers another specialization on health management, health IT, and pharmaceutical. So we have by AICTE approved seats of 120, and we have an excellent placement record. And in the other key vertical for us, as we said, knowledge, understanding, getting back to academics and teaching is what really makes us good is in terms of our research and publications. So the types of projects that we take, and I think for some of the students and some of us, maybe it's a little lesser known, but this is a very important area that we work in. We take up evaluation projects, formative evaluation, implementation research, social assessments, and so on. The thrust areas is RMNCH, that is reproductive, maternal and child health, life course health, non-communicable diseases, as we all are sitting on this, mind to explode on lifestyle diseases. So that's another thrust area that naturally all people in healthcare will be working on. Health communication has become a very critical thing, and the digital health, the emerging and so fast changing the scenario of healthcare is the digital health. So the geographies, of course, we work in rural, urban, and tribal population across India. Yes, the focus and sometimes maybe major, we are in Karnataka, but we have worked way up to Sikkim, we have gone and done work in UP and many other places too. The other important vertical, which we are constantly developing, is Center for Learning and Development under the training part. So management development programs, faculty development, executive development programs. And so we are now focusing a little bit more on longer term, not 2-year long term as our PGDM is, like maybe 6 months, 2 months, 3 months, and those certificate programs. And then we continue to have a lot of student engagement programs, webinars, and others. So we are quite well equipped in terms of how we can really conduct these short-term courses, whether in terms of virtual, in person, or hybrid types of programs. And as we really are kind of getting out of the COVID pandemic and maybe the webinar outbreak, maybe we are moving more into a kind of a healthy balance of both online as well as maybe in-person programs as we go along. And then consultancy projects that we take in NABH, quality management, growth and strategy, project assessments and impact assessments, and faculty consultancy too. So this is our flagship program, which I think we're here to talk a lot more about. And so we have, AACT accredited, as I already said about our accreditations. We are also rated quite high and received the National Award of Excellence in Education in the category Education Institute with Best Academic and Industry Interface. And I think this is very critical for any management, programs, because the industry interface has to really happen a lot more in terms of how our students actually go and perform at the industry. Depends a lot on how in academic institution we kind of foster the industry part, because that's where they have to be industry ready when they go to the workplaces after 2 years. And the week's best business school rank, so we are 11th in Bangalore, and Outlooks again in Bangalore we are the 10th one. So we're very proud. We are doing very well. So best business school in India by Knowledge Review magazine. So this helps us kind of understand and position ourselves across different sectors in management education. And this also gives us an opportunity to kind of say, we should increase and improve ourselves and maybe better our ranking. So we are very proud of what we have achieved, but not to really sit on that, but to improve. So the research projects, like I said briefly, so we have expertise in implementation research, mixed methods. I'm sure for young students maybe little different, but some of you in your undergrad may also have done some thesis, internships, and things like that. So qualitative and quantitative methods, large-scale surveys like NFHS, if you have heard about National Family Health Survey, and various other social assessment surveys. And then in terms of the thrust area, health system strengthening, nutrition and health is another big area for us, maternal and child health, urban and tribal health. We have done quite a bit of projects. There are projects ongoing too. And IEC, the information, education, communication, and social behavior change communication programs that we are really doing many projects with. I'm not going to go through all this, but these recent ones, I thought, as I'm proud, I really want to talk about who we are and what we do. We take up various kinds of projects across. Yeah, thank you. We have currently, with UNICEF, we have done across the years many different types of projects in communication and others. Currently, we are technical support to accelerate promotion of COVID-19 appropriate behaviors in the state of Karnataka through social behavior change communication. We are empaneled and we work and take up projects under Karnataka Evaluation Authority. There are so many schemes for healthcare projects. So we are, we evaluate them and do monitoring and evaluation. So we completed one on IHSC, Access Health International Project on ASHA. She has been a great workforce, changing the health scenario at the community level. And so we kind of carried out a research there. ICMR, HCL Foundation, and DKT International, where we did quality assessment of clinical services of Surya clinics in Bihar, Jharkhand, and Uttar Pradesh. This is just a kind of glimpse of different types of projects. I just want to spend 30 seconds on the project that we are doing with UNICEF currently. Like I already said, across different 31 districts, we have the coordinators in all these 31 districts, and they are reporting to the CEO, that is the IAS officers at the RDPR, Panchayat Raj. And we work with other line departments of health and family welfare, women and child department, and social welfare and urban development, and many NGOs. So it's a kind of a large scale project. We've been doing that for the last 10 months on the COVID appropriate behaviors, supporting on the vaccination. Currently, we are moving into the, we saw that during COVID, a lot of the services got affected. Children were not going to school, they were not going to Anganwadis, so their nutrition and other things got affected, their immunization, the routine immunization which we all, I'm sure, some of you may remember as children, you might have got. So those also got affected, not just the COVID, but the others. So we are working now into those areas and supporting the government to kind of achieve better. In terms of the strengthening, building social capacity, as well as targeted SBCC campaigns. And so we are really in 31 districts. It's been a very proud moment for us to really contribute to the state across. Another is an ICMR project, where we are in the Tumkur district of Karnataka working on universal health coverage. As you all know about health and wellness centers that is being opened up. We are working on the lifestyle diseases, the NCDs. So we are supporting the communities and opening up the health and wellness center, ensuring services, community awareness, and so on. So these are long-term projects that we're doing. And moving ahead, in terms of the training and learning and development. Why do we need separate? We already have an academic department. Why do we? So as we see, the sector and the knowledge changes quite fast. The skill sets required change very fast. So I may be trained, I may be good for today, but 5 years down the line, maybe I need new skills. I will require new things. So these are some of the things that on a continuing basis, we have to work with industry people to really, give it back to them in terms of the training. And this is what we actually do here. And amalgamating the aspects of technology, healthcare, and business, we develop unique career accelerator programs for working professionals, doctors, allied health professionals, paramedics, and students and others aspiring candidates in the industry. So equipped with, of course, I already said, in-person, virtual, and hybrid programs. So let me just go and show you, some of the recent ones we have done successfully, and we are into the second cohort, second batches. One we completed with Mysore University, Nutrition and Health. It is a 6-month certificate program, and so now it is into the second cohort has started. Similarly, we did one with, Cloud Physician, which is an e-platform solution provider for ICU care across India. And so we are doing ICU management and that too for technology platforms. So there is technology, the ICU clinical part, as well as, in the part of management. So we are working with Cloud Physician. And so we have another, we just started is the executive program in hospital management. And we're coming up with, a program on digital hospital soon. And considering the digital, growth and technology growth, which has probably, one of the words that we keep hearing is that how it democratizes the healthcare provisioning itself. And I think that's where we are moving ahead with. And the NABH and consultancy services, we are accredited and we are, trying to take up various projects. So with reference to digital health, we are very ambitious. We are looking at Center for Advancing Digital Healthcare Management, Innovation, Research, and Entrepreneurship. It has, started and taking specific shape. And also we have entrepreneurship and innovation cell, where the students are themselves really managing and learning. And you are sitting in a capital, which is like a startup capital, or I'm sure you will have heard of Silicon Valley of India and so on. And it also has a very good health infrastructure ecosystem and the startup ecosystem, as well as the technology, the platform ecosystem. So I think, therefore, it's not just that you all will seek jobs, yes, but maybe you will start hiring some of us very soon, right? So I think that's where we all think, that's how the movement happens, all right? And so accreditations and impanelment, I've already talked about AICT, NBA, and the AIU. NIRF is a requirement from the, mandated requirement for education institutions. So we are registered in that. We also are empaneled with various state government and central government for various aspects. We are a key resource center for training on Jal Jeevan Mission, So we just now finished some of the training. So for till 2024, we will be working with, you might have heard about, Mane Mane Ge Gange, or maybe Har Gar, Ganga. So therefore we will have, lot of things are put together for that, to have tap water at every house. So that's where we are kind of are a key resource center for training, at the Gram Panchayat and that level. And NHSRC for implementing health system strengthening research, and the Karnataka Evaluation Authority for monitoring and evaluation projects, and National Health Authority, facility assessment and healthcare entities for State Health Authority under the AB, that is the Ayushman Bharat PMJY. Then NABET, which I already said, from Quality Council of India, for we are an institution for consultation for processes for NABH accreditation. So we have a number of we are a small institute, but then we have to learn across. We have to also extend our learning, co-learn, and so on. So we have many collaborations with universities, health technology companies, and healthcare delivery organizations. So they could be hospitals, healthcare organizations, or health IT, or consulting, or technology companies, as well as universities in India and abroad. So we also have various partners whom we have worked with. These many years, we continue to associate with them. We are constantly engaging with them. It could be through various projects that we work with them. So one example I had already given, UNICEF. So we have international agencies, health departments of various states and central government, and many other NGOs and other private organizations. So just to kind of come back for the flagship program. So that's the Open Day all about, and see how we can really tell and kind of say who our students are, what backgrounds they come from, and how are their placements. And if those who are here to kind of explore IIHMR Bangalore, to see what a student life is all going to be in IIHMR. The student composition across the states, more than 50% is from South India, and that's one of the very important perspective of the management, to develop in South India, and maybe further to outside of India, but southern countries maybe, right? So we are looking at but then does it really mean we don't have people from across? We obviously have people, almost all the states I think we have filled. On an average, about 19 states students represent. So you have a mini India here, and I think that makes it so much nicer. Whether it is about the language you want to learn, the culture, the immersion that you make friends all across India. So I think that's a great part for us. And what are the backgrounds people come from? All right. So BDS. Pharma, so B Pharm as well as PharmD, homeopathy, physiotherapy, and general degrees like BCom, BA, and others, and BSc nursing, MBBS, various other aspects of BTech, BCA. So technology, science, medical, all these areas is where our students come from. So that's also very good. We also have people with experience. So what it does is people come with experience, bring some of their learning on onto the board, and that helps the freshers also to kind of learn and improve. And also it coming across different sectors, they bring that knowledge. As we understand, healthcare is not just doctors and nurses, right? So it has a lot more to it. It now is the biggest is technology part. So I think we are quite well represented, and we are very happy and very proud where our students come from. And does it mean that if somebody has done BA, how do I know about healthcare? So our program really caters to and ensures that you have good orientation, you have induction, you will be going for field visits, you will be allowed to really learn before you actually start, maybe preparing yourselves to go to the summer training or internships and so on. So there is a lot of that opportunity also given. So that's how the program really, the course structure is designed. So there is induction and foundation courses. So they are non-credit courses from academic terminologies. So on computers and communication and human process lab to learn, to prepare ourselves for management program. Then medical terminology, how do you manage a project management, and fundamentals of the healthcare industry. So all of you will be really brought to a position where you could understand and do very well. So, which sector you come from, you just bring your passion, you bring your interest, your ability to work hard, and, the program will definitely build you further. So the 1 year is like core courses in management, health sciences, and health services. And then there is, summer training. This is where, I see students come back changed. All right, 2 months in the industry, and we see they're all, very different. So this is a very good experience for us. I've been in, teaching, field for very long now, from BITS Pilani to here. I think it's a very, how the course is designed and how that really helps students acquire. So it's the same thing especially for a course like management, a lot of doing and practical things. We can't really recreate and, have a hospital or you send you to the hospital throughout, but, it can be really done through case studies. It can be done through visits. It can be done through various challenges that you pick up from the news and various other, your own visits, your own summer training programs. So we are able to really, provide that practical aspects so that you are, as well as understanding the industry so that you are industry ready when you are at the end of 2 years. Actually, it is much earlier than 2 years, but when you actually get placed, you will be able to really face that. Specialization courses in the second year, and then you have a 4-month dissertation and internship. So we have practically 6 months where you will be in the field. So you will, the classes, the boring teachers will be slightly limited, but we try and make it all interesting because we want it to be more practical. We want it to be more, but then you bring the challenges, you ask questions, you kind of, challenges, and I think we'll also grow. So, so your passion, your hard work, and your interactions is what's, what we are asking for. And then in the 4 months, by then people are already placed. And so they work on a small project. They are already majority, all of them almost are paid as regular employees in the last 4 months. So you will be practically be here only for 18 months. In that, again, 2 months of your summer training, and that is the, generally the terminology is internship outside. So that summer training program. So there again, we are, seeing that even you may have stipend or paid internships also are possible. So practically you are with us for, just about 18 months. And we would like, and I'm sure all of my faculty colleagues and everybody who help you learn would also agree that we want you to be really working hard as well as, making us work hard. So that's the dissertation and internship is the last part. And you finish that, you get your dissertation presented and, viva done, and then your convocation will happen. So that is the 24-month program. Placements, we provide a lot of placement support and training. We are highly organized, and I'm very, very glad, as you see some, minor things there. I'm not going to read on that slide, but what I would like to say is during these 2 years of COVID, we were concerned as much as many parents and many students as to how, we are going to really ramp up and do it. So we were able to really deliver the best through online, as well as, the number of internships, online programs, online paid internships really was so much more, because all of us know now healthcare is the focus. So that really changed And recently, our students are already placed. Some of them may have come today, so you will maybe meet and say, kind of explore with them. We finished our placements at the earliest. In terms of our, the challenging jobs our students are getting, the type of things that they're getting, as well as, of course, I'm sure for all youngsters, it's like salary, yes, all that is also going up, and we are really doing very well. So these are some of the things for some of you who want to make a choice about, whether we want to come for, healthcare, we want to do a specialized MBA, is IHMR the right place? So these are some things I'm sure, our team has kind of helped you really understand through the interactions you have had before. But I would like to assure that, we, do our best to really kind of ensure that, you are prepared, whether it is from the classroom or to, especially looking at your requirements of the industry through placement program. These are across the sector. Like again, I said, the recruiters, from hospitals to, now we have extended to across the borders. So we have had placements in various hospitals abroad and other companies also. We have, you see some big hospital names there. Then you have, companies like Accenture, Allscripts, Cognizant, and, Tech Mahindra, and so on, which are in healthcare and, the IT space of healthcare. Then we have other government organizations, if, in terms of the hospital health management students getting placed in, the government sector. So across, we have a real good number. In fact, we generate more vacancies than the number of students we have. All right. And then, of course, the selection is based on how well you do, right? So that's about our recruiters. And very quickly, very proud, we are expanding. We have a great team supporting. This is our governing board members, chaired by Dr. Nagendra Swamy, who's a founder, chairman of Medisync Health Management Services. Earlier, he was a advisor to Manipal Hospitals, a medical doctor and an very able and a senior administrator. So across the sector, you see, with Dr. S.D. Gupta, our trustee secretary, as well as Dr. Ashok Agarwal, who is a founder trustee of IIHMR. Then we also have youngsters. So we have, Pragya, we have, who is our own alumna, and then Dr. Nitin Jawahar. And so we have from various sectors, as well as, telling us how to do better. So you will all be soon joining us, guiding what IHMR should do. So, it's always because once you go to the industry, you bring back a lot of good this when you want, things to be done better for your own juniors. So we have them on our governing board too. And Academic Advisory Council, getting back to the core of academics, ensuring things, are in the right place, because academics is a very, structured, very rule bound, very important that we do it right? So we have Chairman Dr. Selvin Colasso. He is a Chief Strategy Officer of Site Care, Cancer Hospital, Bangalore, and Sunil from NH, very senior people across. You see doctors again, you see pharma people, you see like IT and people who are from across the field telling us how we should really do our delivery, the classes, the practicals, and the academic course structure itself. So we have regular guidance on that from very eminent people, because it's multidisciplinary. Same thing you will see among our faculty, we are multidisciplinary. So here, I'm sure there will be an introduction to a lot more people that we have with us. So the top people, Dr. S.D. Gupta as our mentor, Professor S. Sedgopin. He is a distinguished professor with us now. We're very happy to have him. Technology person, literally on any committees, national, international, state level person. He recently retired as director from IIITB in the same Electronic City campus. Dr. C.S. Kedar, a retired IAS officer who started, I'm very proud of him. He says he started 12 ESI hospitals as a Director General of ESI hospitals. All right, so we have Dr. Kirti Yusuf, Piyush, Sarla, and we have assistant professors and Pradeep Kumar, who takes care of IT. We have Dr. Deepa. You will be meeting all of them very soon. How do we really expand our faculty? Through adjunct professors that you see senior people in the last row there. We also have guest faculty, industry mentors. We have across, whether it is alumni or people in the industry, we constantly bring people on board to kind of guide us to really move ahead. Our support team, I just have got some people there, but there is a bigger team of support, administration and across. All right. So I'm sure some of you who are here for the first time, and also for the students who were, our students last year or before, where they didn't have a lot of, fun life at the campus. So maybe we could kind of take a glimpse and look at, how we did before COVID. And, we are sure we are starting, with this to a lot more that comes. So there are a lot of live projects and involvement. So during COVID again, the students contributed extremely well onto live database management system of COVID Kosha. Then with FANA, which is the Private Hospital and Nursing Homes Association of Karnataka. And so they were helping on bed allocation and others. So, and then NABH consultancy people have worked on, and 9 students have published research papers. And one of the recent ones is in ISPOR, which is an international one. And, we're very proud. They just made the presentations and they got real, to be selected for that itself was high, difficult, but they got really selected on their work. So a lot of this is backed and supported by the faculty. I'm very, very thankful and very proud of my faculty. Many students have published papers in national and international journals too over the years. So this is our Foundation Day celebrations. We have a lot of talent, youngsters. To be happy is the first thing. So I think all of you will have a good time, really enjoying your life and then freshers and farewell and as it happens. All right. We also mark various health days. So this was one of the ones on Let's Talk About Depression was one day that we had marked, and it is all student driven. Then festivals, the World Health Day, and much more. So, I think the most important first is to feel good and happy and then, learn. So I'm sure you will have, whether it is extracurricular, your own, life skills, your own development. There is a lot of opportunity for you to explore and make it very vibrant for yourself and for us, right? Okay. Thank you all. And yeah, I think Dr. Kirti told me maybe 20 minutes. I know I've taken, I'm very proud to be really, and I'm a teacher, so I can go on, but I think I'm stopping now. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It's always a delight to listen to you, ma'am. Every institute has 4 important pillars: faculty mentors, industry mentors, alumni, and the students. Let us start with the first round of interaction with the first pillar, our dearest faculty mentors.
Faculty keeps the institution running not only by teaching the students, but also by acting as policymakers and innovators, contributing to various workload and ensuring the excellent educational experience for every student. So now it's time for the most awaited moment, the interaction among the aspirants and the mentor.
I would request Dr. Usha ma'am and Dr. Kirti ma'am to kindly join us on the stage for faculty interaction.
Now, I would like to invite Associate Professor and Associate Dean Training, Mr. Piyush Kumar on the stage. Mr. Piyush Kumar, in his vast career spanning over 15 years, has gained international experience through various assignments across Middle East, South Asia, and North Africa, making him well-versed in regional and global healthcare. His core expertise is in strategic business consulting, hospital projects, operation management, and digital healthcare solutions. Sara's experience of managing more than 250 research and consulting projects across Middle East, South Asia, and North Africa. Now I request Assistant Professor, Faculty IT in charge, Mr. Pradeep Kumar TK to kindly join us on the stage. Mr. Pradeep Kumar TK has his master's degree in computer science and engineering, MBA HR System BTech Information Technology, diploma in civil engineering with more than 18 years of experience in teaching and IT management. He has a journal publication and attended more than 15 national and international level conferences. Sir is also a member of ISTE and IEI.
We welcome you, sir. Now, I request Assistant Professor Mr. Gautam Ghoshbi to kindly join us on the stage. Mr. Gautam is a trained social worker with an experience of more than 10 years in health sector. He has gained expertise in conducting health surveys and program evaluations. Sir has attended public health program at Bloomberg School of Public Health, Johns Hopkins University, USA, and IIHMR University, Jaipur. He is a nodal officer, KRC IIHMR Bangalore for National Jal Jeevan Mission. We welcome you, sir. Now, I request Assistant Professor Dr. Gyan Chandra Kashyap to kindly join us on stage. Dr. Gyan Chandra is a demographer and statistician. He has completed his PhD in Population Studies from International Institute of Population Sciences, Mumbai, India. He has completed his MSc in Statistics and MPhil in Population Studies. Sir has published 26 research articles in Scopus Index journals. Dr. Gyan is an expert in large-scale handling datasets, NFHS, NSSO, and various statistical modeling and techniques with several statistical software. Thank you. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Now, I would like to invite Assistant Professor Dr. Deepashri MR on the stage. Dr. Deepashri MR is a healthcare management professional with a background in Ayurveda. She is a recipient of VP Agarwal Gold Medal for her outstanding performance in healthcare management at IIHMR Bangalore. She has over 7 years of professional experience in health project implementation, training, and documentation. And she's also working as State Coordinator for UNICEF IIHMR Bangalore SPCC project.
We welcome you, ma'am. Now, I would request Assistant Professor Mr. Minmoy Roy to join us on the stage. Mr. Minmoy is a certified good pharmacy practice and international good clinical practice professional from Faculty of Pharmaceutical Medicine, Royal College of Physicians, UK, with more than 13 years of experience in pharma industry and academics. He has worked with renowned organizations like Glenmark, Lupin, Cipla. He is also the outstanding award winner in Council of Scientific and Industrial Research Summer Research Training Program in 2020. We welcome you, sir. Now, I would like to invite Assistant Professor Dr. Rajeshwari BS on the stage. Dr. Rajeshwari PS is a public health professional with over 20 years of experience in healthcare industry and more than 10 years of experience in research. She is the recipient of Newfix Fellowship for her PhD. Dr. Rajeshwari is a proficient in qualitative and quantitative research methodology in healthcare. Before this, she has worked at the State Institute of Health and Family Welfare, Department of Health and Family Welfare Services, Government of Karnataka, contributing immensely to establishing government hospitals into teaching institutes. We welcome you, ma'am.
Now I request Assistant Professor Dr. Akash Gajanan to join us on the stage. Dr. Akash is a health researcher with more than 5 years of experience in health system strengthening, digital health, and AI/ML application in healthcare management. He has worked with various state governments, ICMR, several national and international funding agencies. Sir has conducted training sessions for ASHA workers, nurses, Ayush physicians for using of digital tools in primary health care and has published more than 12 research papers and multiple technical reports. We welcome you, sir. Now I would like to invite Assistant Professor Dr. Subodh S. Satish on the stage. Dr. Subodh is an experienced academician with a demonstrated history of working in the research industry with master's degree in pharmaceutics and doctoral degree in pharmaceutical sciences. He has done his PhD in pharmaceutical sciences from JJT University, Rajasthan, with more than 4 years of experience in the research and academics. He has also published more than 10 research and review articles in peer-reviewed national and international journals. We welcome you, sir.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
No, it's not on. One second. One second.
Hi, am I audible to everyone? Okay, so I will request my faculty members to kindly introduce yourself and share a few lines about your courses, about postgraduate program. But before I request my faculty members, I would also like to add that two additional faculty members who are working with us, Dr. Sarla R. He is the Associate Professor and Associate Dean Research, and Dr. Jyoti Vijay. She is an expert in the field of nutrition. Both of them have not joined us today because of some personal and professional reason, but they are equally part of our faculty group. So I will start from Mr. Piyush Kumar, Associate Dean Training and Associate Professor, to kindly speak few words.
So, am I audible, Selena? Very warm welcome to everyone, all the students and all the parents and our industry mentors. It's been like 2007, I started my professional journey after completing my post-graduation from IIHMR Jaipur. So I initially worked with Fortis Healthcare for a couple of years, where I got a lot of learning about hospital operations and supply chain management, being a part of their pilot project, which was Fortis operating system and the central purchase system. Thereafter, I moved to JP Healthcare. They are coming up with a hospital in Noida. It's live and it's very well functional now. So that was the time when I deep dived into the dynamics of what we say as form follows function. Understanding how to build a hospital, why there should be n number of OPDs, where should the operation theater should be placed, based on the requirement of the industry and the patient. So over the next 3 years, I worked for JP, commissioned 2 hospitals over there. Also was fortunate enough to be a part of the Formula One international team, wherein I commissioned the medical services for the Formula One racetrack for India and handled the medical services for the 3 consecutive races for all the Formula One races in India. Then I switched over to consulting. I joined Frost & Sullivan in 2013, wherein I was working for the clients in Middle East, Africa, and South Asia. So supporting them on their development initiatives, their expansion, growth strategies, mergers, acquisitions, IPO expansion. These were the typical profile which we had to handle. And In India, I would say like Apollo, Max Fortis, or NH to say, and in abroad, Mubadala Healthcare, NMC, Esther Healthcare. So typically, all the major industry players is something which I've been associated with at any point of time. And so having spent nearly 8 years in consulting, then I switched over to Kedmix. I initially joined Vanastali Vidyapeeth for an year, and then in 2020, I switched over to Institute of Health Management Research. It was like a homecoming for me. So since 2 years, I'm here. And now coming to the courses which I take. So based on the experience which I have gained, coming to this hospital planning is one I teach over here, which I learned at JP Healthcare. Then learnings from my consulting background. So strategic management is another course which I am taking here. And financial and accounting management. After working long time on financial model, business model development. So that is one. And your materials and supply chain. Besides these 4 courses, there are also the overview which I give to students about the entire healthcare industry ecosystem. So the moment people join in the first year, that's something we initially orient them to, that how the industry dynamics are placed, how actually is the healthcare industry working and moving towards the future, what are the changes happening, what are the new things coming up. So these are the few of the courses which I'm taking.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Piyush. And also, in addition to that, I would like to add that he's also in charge of hospital specialization and taking care of the entrepreneurship cell as well. I will request Mr. T.K. Pradeep Kumar, Assistant Professor and Faculty in Charge IT, to please kindly introduce yourself.
Thank you, Dr.
Am I audible? I am not a doctor. Basically, I don't have medical background knowledge. I am into IT. My course specialization is all about. Speak loudly. Yeah, I am into engineering. I'm not into medical side. I don't have any idea about what is happening in medical. But the strength of my IT, I converted for understanding how healthcare is progressing. Since last 3 years, I am working with IIHMR Bangalore. These last 3 years, I gained insights about what are the challenges healthcare is facing, how IT can support. Briefly saying, when I started my profession as a lecturer, that time I am handling the IT infrastructure management for an engineering college. That time I used to deploy the entire IT infrastructure network, as well as the CCTVs and firewall systems. Along with that, I deployed a website and revamped thrice for the same organization. So while doing this type of works, I gained a lot of insights on how IT should function majorly. And when I'm entering into this healthcare, actually I had some bad experience as well. When I'm trying to get a treatment for my second son, that time they were trying to generate a report, which is very much required for a doctor to decide what has to be done. But the technician is failing to take the print, and he's saying this system is not supporting. That I'm being an IT expert, what is this? And likewise, I entered into the system and I tried my best and I taken the print and I submitted to the physician for the treatment process. Then I explored, there is a huge demand is there in healthcare IT, where IT professionals can handle it efficiently, but whereas there is a lagness between this healthcare domain and the IT sector. Then I was presenting my works and thesis works or paper presentation related to healthcare. And luckily, I got an opportunity to enter into IIHMR Bangalore. Then I started exploring in depth about how actually the IT should function. Only is it all about collecting the data, or it is more than that? Well, of course, I am handling the IT for IIHMR Bangalore as an infrastructure and digital marketing stuff with respect to website launch, etc. But the major focus when it happens in healthcare, what are the challenges? What are the important thing in Indian healthcare system is all about how the people can get all the data from multiple hospitals, though they are visiting multiple times, multiple hospitals, how they get all the data in a single point of contact. That is where the first exploration I gained through National Digital Health Mission program. And I started exploring onto this, and I gained a lot of insight into this. And I published 2-3 papers in this same forum. But the challenge, what I'm still finding is the healthcare professionals still they are moving towards their own profession. They are not pushing themselves to IT side. If they're pushing themselves into the IT world, the healthcare knowledge, the medical knowledge, and the IT knowledge, if it syncs, there will be a lot of changes can be brought into the healthcare system. This is what I gained knowledge all these 3 years from IIHMR Bangalore. Thank you, Dr.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Pradeep. So just breaking the norm, I think we all are speaking a lot again and again. So we would like to take a few questions from the audience first, and then I will continue with the faculty round of introduction. So any question, I will request all the aspirants, parents, if you have any question, anything would you like to hear from the faculty members, please feel free to ask, any one of you. Otherwise, if you will not ask, we will ask questions from you. Yes, please. Any sort of question, anything, any point you would like to know from faculty members? Yes. You look inquisitive, please. Yeah. Huh? So you don't have any question related to hospital, health, health IT, huh? Yes. Yes? Yes. Okay. All right. Anything else? Okay. So then I will request Mr. Mrinmoy Roy to kindly introduce and also talk about the scope of pharmaceutical management in the industry.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Kirti. So I'm basically from industry first. Then recently, from last year onwards, I started academically the courses of pharma management here. So as for my background, basically I'm a pharmacist. I did diploma in pharmacy, then after that degree. And during diploma, I got some experience into public health, also into community medicine also. And during my degree tenure, I was working with St. John's and St. Martha's Hospital as a night pharmacist also. So that experience of hospital and community pharmacy and public health already imbibed into me. So when I joined the industry, I joined my first company was Cipla in 2006, 2007. So I joined Cipla and I was taking care of the domestic pharma management of sales and marketing both for the HIV as well as for gastro. Then I moved on to Lupin and I moved into international marketing also. And even during that time, I learned that yes, there is a huge scope because India is becoming the hub, particularly for clinical trials. One, second is end-to-end drug discovery. Third is there is huge opportunity of getting the data, which is actually just now Pradeep sir was telling. There is a pharma analytics, there is a pharma IT, which is also growing right now. So that is what all the Western countries are looking into because India having diverse population, the origin of Indian gene is also diverse. So in that case, the Human Genome Project, if somebody actually knows that is in 2003 people have done. So there are 26 different kinds of genes already available in all over the world. So whatever mutations happens in all these genes. So whenever any kind of science, suppose we are talking about oncology, suppose we are talking about we are taking the example of COVID-19 also. There are also some kind of other mutations happens. We are getting a lot of other varieties. Why it is happening? So all these things depends on pharma research. Some of our students already been published their papers in ISPOR recently, which is also taking care of HEOR, which is health economic and outcome research. What it is? Because the thing is, India as such a country, we are into national stage of health economic and outcome research. Why? Because in Western countries, people are doing like they are doing clinical trials and HEOR hand to hand, but we are not doing here. That there is a huge scope of doing all these things here in India. So as per my background, I did MBA also after that, and after that, you will be thinking that I'm a mad. I have done MSc Computer Science also. Okay, because I knew that that is the future, particularly for health IT, pharma IT, or analytics part. And currently, I'm doing PhD into AI and ML from Lovely Professional University, which is about to finish in this year. So there's a huge scope. I'm telling that parents as well as students that you don't ignore pharma because we have seen that what is the capacity of pharma in last 2 years. Okay, we have seen how the research has happened. We have seen how the molecules have been taken place, how they have taken into the market. Because I was a part of launching Covishield with AstraZeneca and Serum Institute of India. So I actually have taken care of the entire part of entire Asia area we have decided what will be the price for India as well as the Asian counterpart. Because we are deciding only seeing the China. Because people are saying China only first and deciding the pricing factor. But for India, any kind of vaccines used to be coming. That is why there was a huge debate used to happen whether the vaccine price would be 1,000, 1,500 or 250 rupees. Right now, it is coming into the below at the level of 250 rupees if you are going to buy in outer market. Why it is? So all these things are having huge scope. There's a huge scope of research. There's a huge scope of jobs. All the things already happened because we have seen that it's already happened in our houses. It's already happened in our outer market also. Because when there is a closing happened in Wuhan province of China, everything has been halted. Because as a country which is manufacturing all these vaccines or tablets or capsules, we are looking up to US and China for the raw materials. Why? It should not be, because India is becoming hub for all these clinical trials and all this drug research. Why we are not becoming self-sufficient enough to find out that whether we should manufacture our API or not? That is where the huge scope lies. So who are the pharma graduates who are actually Pharm D also? There's a huge requirement of all of you because we need quality manpower. So with that, I'm just ending my speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roy. There is another very common question from the students that what is the difference between hospital management and public health management? So we have a team of public health faculty, and I will request to start with Dr. Deepa, Dr. Gyan, and Mr. Gautam to kindly address first what is the difference between hospital and health management, and second, what is the scope? What are the different kind of job profiles of working in the healthcare and public health industry specifically? Over to you, Dr. Deepa.
Thank you, ma'am. Hope I'm audible. Hospital management and healthcare management, I think it's a common question that students ask us while they are joining the organization. To simplify it, hospital management, you'll be managing one hospital or a group of hospitals by that group. Public health is more of preventive care, where you will be working in government. It can be in a government sectors or healthcare NGOs or a development partners like WHO, UNICEF. So the skill sets are quite different when we requirements are quite different when we see for hospital and healthcare management. In healthcare, it is mainly of you should be having the skills of public communications, your presentation, especially, and also the project management, how to implement a project, how to monitor a project, and how to analyze the impact. So because here impact is not in tens or it will be in thousands, it will be in lakhs. So you should be having the skills of and being able to make an impact to the community. So here in public health, we are not seeing one patient or a patient who come into the hospital, but we are moving down to the community and seeing the impact on the community. I think Gyan will have me.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Gyan Kashyap, working as an assistant professor here, and I'm associated with the institute since August 2018. And I'm a statistician, so they always talk about the data, how to analyze the data, how to visualize the data. Okay, because in every field, data analysis is very, very important, and nowadays it is in demand. Okay, whether you are talking about the big data, how to present your information or piece of information in a better way, how to analyze the data. That is very, very important. Even when we talk about the public health, it means we are talking about the everything which is associated with the human beings. We are trying to understand their problems. If they are suffering with any disease, then we have to estimate the prevalence of the disease. Okay, and how we can, and different kind of studies like some intervention studies, we can assess the intervention and impact of the intervention. We have given some intervention. So, so this is a very important data analysis. And along with that, as I'm a demographer, so demography is nothing but basically this is about the human population. Okay, so we have to understand their health issues, their fertility level, their mortality trends, their migration trends, and how it is associated with the health. Okay, so that is why this public health is a very vast domain. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Gyan. Mr. Gautam.
Yeah. So here I'm teaching data analysis and management, demography, and essentials of biosphere.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, all. My name is Gautam. I'm a trained social worker. Completed my first PG in 2005. I started with an NGO which works for self-help groups. They have one project called Avahan. It's working with commercial sex workers. So from that day to this date, lot of changes in the health sector or projects, programs. So I joined IIHMR in 2007 in Jaipur. So I worked there for 12 long years. I was part of the national level projects on state level, almost what Pusha Madam showed that map. Almost got all the states in our various states, but different like monitoring and evaluation projects varied from child health, maternal health, adolescent health, HIV/AIDS, leprosy. So over the years, my quest for understanding about this public health evolved. Like we grow older. So for public health aspirants, if you want to aspire a career in public health, this is one overarching area where all your health, pharma, IT, like we are, like I am biased about telling we are at the grassroots level.
Yes.
So we like the public health is about preventing and promoting health. So now if you see the national health policy talks about preventing. We are moving towards from our focus was on clinical side like curator. Now we shift from prevention part is evolving. I hope we have a greater responsibility in prevention part. Use of technology. We have many interventions across the globe within the country. Use of technology at the community level. Right. So I joined, been transferred to Bangalore in 2019. So I completed 3 years here. I teach project management in healthcare. And first year I have introduction to epidemiology. I co-instruct with other faculty colleagues on demography, health policy, planning. In second year, I teach, I coordinate the international health module on disaster management and public.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gautam. So basically, we say that public health is taking health at the community level with different means and ways, which is very well said by my faculty members. Now I request Dr. Rajeshwari to kindly address and highlight the importance of research in the learning process of the students' growth and development. How we use research, publications, these opportunities in the learning process of the students' growth. Over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Kirti. I would like to say that unfortunately in our education system, there is no foundation laid at the undergrad level. I think it should start at the undergrad level, probably start with quantitative methods at the undergrad and then go for qualitative as we go. Before that, I would like to, emphasize how I learned my, I am a dentist and then I did my master's in hospital health systems management. And I've got 20 years of experience in health sector, out of which 50% you can see with dentistry. The next 50 is with health management and research. I have worked with medtech company, NGO, and I have also worked with the Maastricht University, managing their research. And then I have worked with health and family welfare for almost 5 years, implementing postgraduate medical education in district level hospitals. So how I see research, it is even at a medical graduate, they are not, able to plan and execute and publish a research. So I think as at least a postgraduate, you should be thoroughly trained in methods and the mechanism of getting a publication done. I am a peer reviewer for BMC series of journals, and most of the articles that they come is like, I see it is not very well done. Even not only from India, from other places I get, US, Canada, sometimes in France. Even there, I see that it is not everybody is up to it, and probably it is because it is practice that makes us perfect. Okay, and if I tell how health is implemented, research in health is very high. It has got very high scope. It is you can have research in implementation, action research, and you also pharma, like you were saying, pharma is a major lacuna that health professionals are recruited now for research in pharma industry, not only for clinical research, but real-time data management. That is what it is called in pharma. So their public health professionals are also employed. So that is another area. And as a health professional, you will be working with pharma, IT, hospitals, individual hospitals, group of hospitals, public sector hospitals, policymakers of health and family welfare, and also other departments. So that is an intersectoral coordination that you pick up. And most of all, the public, where you work on their health and well-being. The scope of your work would be on system strengthening, implementation of various programs, maybe mental health, road traffic accident, RCH, or even rare diseases, which is now the focus area for health for the government. And you will also be working on research and academics. Research, I said there are two kinds of qualitative and quantitative research. Qualitative research, the misnomer is you look at the quality of the data. No, it is a different kind of data set. The way you get it, how you analyze, how you present is completely different, and it has to be learned. I think that is where the lacuna is, and I think IIHMR is very good place to learn, because we've got a lot of faculties trained in both methodologies.
Yeah, truly said. In fact, I would like to add that there are a few courses, for example, research methodology, community studies, introduction to epidemiology, applied epidemiology. So all these courses actually help our students to even strengthen their research skills. And with the help of summer internship, dissertation program, we again give opportunity to use that theory, those concepts into the practical learning and share your knowledge with us. So rightly said, Dr. Rajeshwari, thank you. Over to you, Dr. Akash. I would request you if you can, one faculty who plays a major important role in public health as well as in health IT. So if you can integrate how public health, health IT works together and highlight the importance and the scope of health IT across the different domains of healthcare industry.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon. So basically, I'm a dentist who is trained in clinical research, which is again in drug development and developing medicine. And then I work in public health organizations with Tamil Nadu government, Karnataka government, and even ICMR. And then I think I'm doing my PhD in health informatics, which is core IT. But over this, I think 5 years, it is a very small time, but still what I realized is, we, I don't know, maybe it's only for India, but in healthcare, there's a class delineation, like doctors are focused on clinicians, nurses will look mostly in patient care. So that delineations which are there, or what we call as silos, those silos are very hard to break. Even if you look at, say, other countries, maybe USA, the government had to bring something called as High-Tech Act to promote the doctors and nurses to take forward the electronic medical records and make them separate from the paper records. Why these all efforts were done is that it requires a push from some third party to integrate. Why? Because the healthcare is a multi-sectoral thing. And when I personally started working in informatics or in health IT, I understood that we as a healthcare professional, dentist or nursing, we don't need to code, we don't need to write a program. Our work is to be a bridge between the IT and the patient. We have to understand what IT needs to say and what the doctor needs to say and what patient has to see. So we will not be, here you will not be taught about coding or something, but I will take the courses on HMIS, that is Health Information Management System, and even legal frameworks and ethical frameworks. What essentially it ensures that we as a professionals are well aware what clinical background we are bringing is translated properly into a patient readable format using machines. So that is where the health IT role comes into play. Now that can be implemented in hospital, in community, in a government. The Ayushman Bharat itself is the biggest program that is running of bringing IT services to the patient. So overall, the integration is very essential if we are able to translate the three things: machine, patient, and doctors. And that is where maybe we'll focus when we are working in this 2 years on how we can be better trained to translate all these things and be better in communicating the three areas: IT, public relations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Akash. Dr. Subodh, another faculty member from Pharmaceutical Management, and we would like to request you if you can highlight what are the courses and how our program is different from any other pharmaceutical management course in the country.
Hello all. So I am basically from the pharma background. So I did my post graduation in pharmaceutics. But from pharmaceutics, normally everyone sticks to pharmaceutics when it comes to PhD. But from there, I moved to pharmacy practice, that you can say like community pharmacy. So there I was working with the community, so working with the public. So that helped me to gain a lot of passion when it comes to the public health field. So once again, with respect to the questions from ma'am, so I am taking intellectual property right in pharma management, again consumer behavior, then it is CSR, corporate social responsibility, and also business ethics. So these are few subjects or that I believe that will be really helpful in a marketing side. So again, to add what I can say, like in first year, I teach community studies. That is one place that helps me a lot to stick to my passion, that is public health, along with my pharma background. Again, maybe I can add to what Mrinmoy sir has actually said. We can say like when it comes to the pharma field, there is one another important topic or another important field that one should focus on. That is regulatory affairs. So when I was looking through the aspirant list, which I got from the registration desk, I saw someone who did their post graduation in regulatory affairs. So regulatory affairs, you need that regulation from drug discovery. When you are discovering a drug to the end process, to the marketing, you need regulation. So that is where the Indian pharma is focusing on. Indian pharmaceutical sector is focusing on this regulation, regulating on drug discovery, regulating on clinical trial, on drug development, on manufacturing, on marketing. In all these areas, Indian pharmaceutical companies are focusing on regulating these things. So it will be really helpful for the future, as well as those people who are like graduating in are having the maybe we can say like who are opting for pharmaceutical management. They will be having opportunities in regulatory affairs. They will be having opportunities in data analytics. They will be having opportunities in supply chain management and many more.
Yeah, thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Thank
You,
you.
Dr. Subodh. Ma'am, we have heard a lot from you, but one common question still not addressed. I know they're not asking, but it must be in their mind, ma'am. What is the difference between PGDM versus masters? Yes, no. You want to know about this? Yes, no. Yes, yeah. So, ma'am, if you can highlight on this point, how PGDM course is equivalent to a master's program, or is there any difference between the so-called titles, ma'am?
Yeah, what's in a name, right? Rose is a rose by any name too. But then, there are, India has certain ways of, he was talking a lot about regulation. So, the PGDM, the postgraduate diploma, is usually when an institution offers, which is not under a university. So if it is not, does not have a university affiliation, like we have affiliation with AICTE. So, but then is it lesser or is it equivalent? Obviously, it's equivalent because it's the same 2-year program that we have. The difference is in terms of the name. If you all recall, I mean, just about 2 years back or so, all the IIMs, the Indian Institute of Management, we so much are proud of, and they also call it as PGDM. And it's only because they are also standalone institutions and they are not, affiliated, or they're not university by themselves. But it's only recently that the government kind of changed the terminology. So by the terminology, yes, they are different. But in terms of the content, in terms of what is delivered, how people are trained, then there is no difference. And also, if you see from the industry perspective, so the positioning comes from the industry perspective. So if IIHMR program or the PGDM or even the IIMs earlier called as PGDM, and many other institutions also call it as PGDM, and they are, for all practical purposes, same. Like I said, it's only in the terminology. But now, how do I get through these university systems to accept a PGDM as equivalent to an MBA as the next step? So for that, we have now the All India University Association, which has kind of accredited and accorded our PGDM also equivalent to MBA. Even before that, many of our students did enroll for PhD. As you all work, some of the natural progression that happens in our life and the career. Like I changed my career. I'm sure you will work in hospital for some time. You may work in, health IT consulting. You may move and, 5, 6 or whatever number of years, you may want to kind of look for, oh, I want to do higher education and do a PhD. Because as we mature, as we look for. So now many of our students are also looking for whether it is abroad or here. And it is possible with the PGDM also to go ahead and do the PhD at some point that you decide. And sometimes, because now that it is called accorded the equivalence, you have the direct acceptance. Earlier, we could do through the what we call as a matching of credits, the kind of things that you have done. So that was also possible to do it, whether it is in India or abroad, people were able to do. So yes, there is a difference in name, but in terms of the curriculum, in terms of the job opportunities that you have, it is not so much that it is done. What is done is based on, eventually the kind of skill sets that you have, and because the program, everybody from the industry understands it's very similar. So it is at this point, it's just the way the government of India looks at the nomenclature.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. One last question to you, Mr. Piyush, if you can highlight how Center for Learning Development is actually helping our students in terms of taking up few training courses, which is actually needed in the industry.
Yeah, so as Dr. Usha Manjunath also earlier told, that learning is a continuous process. And it's not like that what you have to study in PGDM. We all have to come back to learning at certain stage. So Center for Learning and Development specifically aims at training the working professionals on certain specific skills, which we call as upskilling and new skilling. So there are many things which we have been doing for a couple of years now. There have been courses on training doctors and nurses, because as you all would have seen, the digital healthcare has taken a big leap since COVID has come. So we realized that it's important to train doctors and nurses, and talking about the remote intensive care monitoring. So the second cohort is going on where we are training them that how on the sitting at the back end, they can actually look at the patient, treat the patients, which is 1,000 miles away from here. It is actually a big concern because we have very less number of intensivists when it talks about India. So these kind of courses are there. Then there are courses which talks about clinical healthcare informatics, which we are starting in July 15. And the course we have done on digital health earlier about digital marketing, hospital marketing and everything. Now, how we integrate our student is very important. So these courses are also somewhere aligned to what you study during your PGDM course, but they are at a certain advanced level. For example, if I would say, which is going on right now is quality management. So quality management, which already is a part of the PGDM program, but still the program which we create for the industry participants give an additional edge to our student. So once they are through with the basic, they are open to enroll for these programs. There are many students who are actually being a part of it. There are students who are enrolling for the clinical informatics things. So it gives them a leverage once they identify that this is a way they are looking for. They want to make their career going forward in quality or in digital health. So based on their priorities, they pick up this program, and by the end of the program, they are actually an edge over above. So they are a bit more industry ready as compared to the other students or other industry participants when they come to the working level. So that is the benefit which our students actually leverage. And besides this, not just the training program, we also have a continuous series of webinars and industry interactions going on. So there's a series called Ignited Minds and Master Classes, which is being done, where industry people come, they talk and discuss about the recent developments. Few days back, we had Mr. Ganesh Sabat coming from Sajan Medical Technologies, talking about the importance of stent industry and what are the opportunities in the stent industry, which is typically a ignored segment, I would say. So this is the way which we keep on integrating the industry component into the PGDM function. So all the students are most welcome to be a part of the training programs.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Piyush. So still no questions? Huh? Are you sure? So with this note, then in that case, somebody raise the hand. Yes, Jay. Okay, all right. Okay. So that's all. So here we can conclude the faculty round of interaction, and I hand over mic to my anchors, please. Thank you. Thank you all faculty members for joining us on the stage. Thank you.
Thank you, dearest faculty mentors. A mentor empowers a person to see a possible future and believe it can be obtained, also allowing us to see the hope inside ourselves. The success of any institute can be measured by the achievement of alumni who adds to the pride of the success of the institute. I would now invite industry mentor and alumni for interaction with the aspirants. Now I request Group Head International Marketing, Narayana Health, Mr. M.S. Guru Prasad to join us on the stage. Mr. M.S. Guru Prasad is an MPhil graduate from Madras University. Mr. Guru Prasad has 22 years experience in sales and marketing, traveled to more than 70 countries for healthcare marketing of products and services. He is expert in unique marketing techniques and customized selling strategy for each market. Previously, he has worked at Eastern Medicate, New Delhi, Biogenics Incorporation at Hyderabad, Fortis Healthcare as an international marketing head. Presently, he is working at Narayana Health City as a group head international marketing since 2013 and as visiting faculty at IIHMR Bangalore. Sir has published papers in journals of national and international repute. Welcome you, sir.
Now, I request Director Quality, Landmark Healthcare, Mr. Mukund Kulkarni to join us on the stage. Mr. Mukund Kulkarni is a BE graduate in Electrical and Electronics from Dr. Ambedkar Institute of Technology and has Masters in Healthcare Management. He owns rich experience of around 15 years. Sir has started his career as a senior technical support at Philips Healthcare. Also, he has worked at Allscripts Epsilon. Currently, he is a Director for Quality, Landmark Healthcare, Bangalore. He is a visiting faculty at IIHMR Bangalore. We welcome you, sir. Now, I request Vice President, Biotexis Pharma, Mr. Pankaj Srivastava, to kindly join us on the stage. Mr. Pankaj, author of Battling Career Complexities, founder Winning Ways Training Consultancy, VP of Biotexis Pharma, Advisory Board Member in Family, consultant in Sarthi, EC member of LPC, an accomplished sales, marketing, learning and development personnel who has extensive pharma experience of 39 years. His core competencies is in sales are strategic thinking, ensuring 100% implementation of those strategies, business acumen, man management skills, ensuring motivated field force, KPIs needed to achieve the number and customer relationship management. Sir is experienced person who spent 27 years in sales and worked again right from Met Rep to regional business manager covering South and East in two prominent multinationals, Sanofi and American multinational. We welcome you, sir.
Now I would like to invite Senior Healthcare Consultant, Tata Trust, Mr. Sunish R on the stage. Mr. Sunish R is a public health professional with over 17 years of work experience across multiple sectors such as public health, nutrition, education, and skill development. He has worked in 30 states with multidisciplinary team. Sir has varied experience working across a range of clientele, including central or state governments, IT companies, private organizations, and multilateral funding agencies. He has worked as senior management consultant at Dell EMC, manager at Deloitte, and senior consultant at PwC. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
Now I would like Kirti ma'am to moderate the session.
Yeah, thank you. So, still no question? Yes, no. It seems audience are sleeping. So, shall I ask few questions? Yes? Okay. So, I will request Mr. Guru Prasad if you can highlight the scope of IIHMR graduate students of working in a hospital industry and what roles, what kind of job opportunities possible for IIHMR graduate students. And also, what is this hospital industry is all about, how it works? Since you have a lot of experience of working with NH and other hospitals as well, so you can just highlight on those points.
First of all, am I audible? Okay. First of all, let me thank everybody. I mean, especially Usha ma'am, Kirti ma'am, Mr. Piyush and everybody for coordinating and syncing this event along with the industry experts, because this is a direct experience on the field. It is not like seeing the T20 in the TV highlights. It's actually a T20 where you can ask questions and we'll be able to answer you. First of all, relating to the scope, I would say that any postgraduate degree is an additional feather in the cap. First of all, that's one thing. Secondly, specializing in the healthcare is again the second one. So when you look at healthcare experience, for example, it seems now when somebody comes out of a healthcare degree from a reputed institute like IIHMR, the opportunities are not only into hospital where I work. So it includes, like, for example, they can work in a diagnostic company, they can work in a pharma company, they can work in a research-based institutions, they can be into sales and marketing of other, a lot of other products are there, like, for example, implants are there. So it not only restricts you to a job, but also you can get into an entrepreneurial path. You can open up your own diagnostic centers, you can open up your own pharmacies, or you can open up your own chain of virtual teleradiology centers. Or there are a lot of other opportunities, not only in India, even in overseas market. Like there are hospitals which might be able to have greater opportunity for you. So it does not limit any of the student to only hospital sector or pharmacy sector. There is a gamut of opportunities, not only in the job, but also into opening up their own business in their own hometowns. That's again a great opportunity. And it's not something they can get into consultancy jobs, healthcare consultants like sir is there. And also you can get into research work, you can become faculties of your own institutions. So a lot of opportunities are there. Those are the things, Dr. Geeta.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Guru. Mr. Sudesh, I think As an alumni, as well as one of the professionals from the industry, long tenure, right from multiple health organizations, health IT organizations, including consulting organizations. You can please share your experience, your journey right from IHMR till present time, and also how this amalgamation take place from hospital, health IT. If you can just highlight on those points, please.
Okay. Good morning, all. I'm Sunish. Passed out from Jaipur campus in 2003. So 2001-3. So it's almost 20 years back. So I was just recalling some of the nostalgic moments. You know, you guys are sitting over there. 20 years back, I was sitting there, and you guys have no question. All sorted, all clear. We had only questions on the entire 2 years. We had questions on it. You know, where is the future? What are we doing? Or was it a right decision to get admitted into this course itself? You know, so the reason why I'm telling this, you know, back then in 2001-3, nobody was knowing about this healthcare industry. You know, I mean, in the sense like healthcare industry was there, but the courses, what is being offered, the courses, what is being offered, you know. Industry was not knowing what is this hospital management course. What will these guys do once they join? You know, today you have a lot of corporate hospitals, you have a lot of consulting firms, you have a lot of healthcare IT startups and all those things. Back then, it was very limited. So nobody was knowing what to do. You know, I know my seniors struggling, and I mean, we all started at very small level. And then how the structure was created over a period of time. So those were the days 20 years back. Okay. And that's how the journey has come from there. I mean, believe me, I spent 5 years working in Deloitte. Okay. When I was studying, I heard only about two consulting firms, CNY and PwC. And PwC was the oldest in India, so I was aware of this. Somewhere 2004 and 5, after passing out, getting into the industry, I learned about KPMG, Deloitte, and a lot of other consulting firms. I ended up spending 5 years working in an organization which I never knew when I was studying. So that is what this industry, the healthcare industry, is growing. That is where it is taking shape. You know, be it hospitals, be it insurance. There are a lot of insurance companies which are into the play. Then comes consulting. You know, so I am from a public health background. So I did my master's in public health from Jaipur. I always worked in core government sector, going and sitting in the grassroots, in the village and all. At the same time, I was working in the corporate sector, be it Deloitte or PwC, whatever corporate sector you talk about, but the work was always in the ground level. So there was an amalgamation of both, you know, corporate and the hardcore public health domain. Then came the wave of digital health, you know. So since 2015, I'm in this digital health domain, the IT. I was always interested in healthcare IT. But back then in 2001-2, it was all hospital related. You know, I remember there was an opportunity to go to Coensis. There was a company called Coensis. You know, now it is bought over by Cognizant, working purely on healthcare IT and all those things. But I was interested in the public domain, so I said no then, back then. Then in 2015, when this opportunity came, I said no. I mean, I will definitely take it up. That's how the journey started in digital health. And the scope in digital health is immense. I mean, already it has been spoken and shared already. You know, I started with 1 PhD and 5 sub-centers. I mean, 2 of your faculties, I have worked with them when they were working Karnataka. That was the journey, 1 PhD and 5 sub-centers, the digital health, the application which I started working. Today is scaled up to 630 districts and 32 states and UTs. That is the scope under IIHMR. And so many startups are here today. You know, I don't know. Every day there's a new startup. I keep hearing there from here and there. You know, it's like the market is flooded with startups. So tremendous potential in the startup segment actually. So and with NDHM or ABDM, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, going forward is all digital health oriented. It will be all towards that. So you are at the right level or whatever is, I mean, the right juncture or whatever to enter into this IT industry. Okay. So.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sunish. Very well said. And in fact, you have really highlighted how the evolution takes place in the healthcare industry from hospital and public health, and now highly into the digital side of the healthcare industry. Thank you. Mr. Mukund, you are also visiting faculty and you are taking up a lot of health IT courses as well. So if you can highlight like a lot of confusion among the mind of students, what is the role, what is the kind of job description for non-graduate or not, I will say non-medical students in the health IT? Do they need any specific courses to learn? And what kind of jobs are expected from them in the health IT industry? If you can highlight on those sides, that will be really grateful for that.
Hey, hi all, good afternoon. It's great to see so many people alive, right? I mean, until now it's been Zoom calls and so in person, I would say, and always face to face is great. Okay, so to come back to that question, so in IT, there's always been this misconception, I would say, that if you have to get a good job in IT, you need to be good in C# or a database and all that. So you need to be really tech savvy and be a very good coder or a QA person. So that's completely, misunderstood, I would say. In fact, I started off my career as a developer, then I moved on to QA, then I did my project management. So one of the things which I have always observed is, see, we kind of get people with a strong technical background, right? And they could be good in .NET, C#, Java, all those. Or else we could get people who are good in a domain. So we can get people with who are basically doctors and medical practitioners. But it's always tough to get the kind of skill set who basically integrates both the IT as well as the domain. So this is where most of the current right, the course focuses on. So basically to bridge that gap. Okay, so in software we call that as a SDLC, the complete end-to-end process, what we call from cradle to grave. So it starts off from requirement collection, designing, development, testing, and finally goes to production and post-production support. So in each and every of these phases, we need people with the current skill set which you'll be working on, which will be trained on. So when it comes to requirements, how many of us actually from the IT domain understand what exactly the doctor or the provider wants? So most of the time, the projects which initially we were working on failed because we kind of misjudged what exactly the hospital or the provider was really looking at. So we prepared something which was really jazzy and something which had the latest technology, but nobody liked it. Okay. So the reason was that the people who were actually correcting the requirements, they were technical people, but they did not really understand what the end user or the doctors wanted. So that's where we need what we call as the SMEs or the product managers. Okay. The product managers basically they decide, or like let's say they lay down the complete roadmap. They understand what the doctors need, what the hospitals need. Right, and once the product goes basically the design and development phase. So we need subject matter experts. So how workflow needs to be designed, how the screen needs to be designed. See, basically the doctors are pretty busy, right? I mean, the workflow should be very concise, okay? And they should spend lesser time on the software and more time with the patient. It should not be the vice versa. So this is where the SME kind of a role comes in, the usability part. And then once the software is being developed, testing it. So we need people with that usability, or like let's say the end user kind of experience, wherein we basically test and find out that okay, these are some of the verification and validation issues which we basically need to fix. And then of course when it comes to the go to the production, right? I mean we need to give them support. There are some people we call as L1 support, L2 support. Okay, in this case, whenever some physicians or doctors are into the case issues, they basically contact the support engineers. So the support engineers basically help them in helping them with the workflows and solving any doubts which the team faces. And also apart from this, right, we also have the quality and regulatory areas, we could say, implementing the end-to-end process from the requirements to the release. We call it as ISO 13485. We have a lot of standards. IEC 16304, 82304. So these are all the areas where we need people with the current kind of skill set wherein PGDHM provides. So these are some of the areas. And right now, of course, what I would say is that when we started right, the software, India was basically looked at as a low-cost provider. So services companies, right, wherein we do some development testing. But now, globally, we are also looked at as domain experts, where we are involved in the complete life cycle. So not just on the maybe the current healthcare IT, it's not just about maybe the financial aspect. Financial aspects are really good, the salaries are really good with this kind of skill set, but also the growth in terms of your career growth, in terms of your prospects, and also the kind of opportunities which you get not only in India but on site. Because initial years now there are a lot of opportunities in Europe, especially Germany, Netherlands. Quite some people whom I know are getting placed there. So that's the kind of opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you. Mr. Sinush, would you like to add some points on this?
I mean, yeah, the key functions as sir mentioned, requirement is one pure segment, then comes your testing segment. Third is your deployment. Once it is ready, you have to go to the ground and deploy it. So deployment requires to understand the pulse of the user. And you have to talk what user understands, how to ensure the user uses it or accepts that. So that is one thing. Under that, you have to create various models depending upon that. So that is one pure deployment segment. So I mean, when I told 600 districts and also, it was like you're starting from the ASHA level, which is at the 1,000 population, sub-center PHC. The acceptance has to come from the ground level. So that is a major chunk. And once you deploy, then comes the issue resolution. What Sir was mentioning about the L1, L2, L3 support. A lot of issue comes. How do I, address this? No matter whatever you train, groom them, they will come up with only problems. So you have to address those problems. Some at the L1 level, not happening, go to push it to the next level, which is more of an IT support. If that is not happening, go to the developer level at the physical LP level. So these are the issue resolution things. Then the fifth is stakeholder management. Stakeholder management means your state counterparts of, for example, the government sector will be your whatever the head of the departments, or if you're talking about the hospital, you're head of the departments of that particular hospital and all. Sit with them, have a reporting MIS or whatever, share what is the progress, and the correction. The entire correction also happens. It's not that one product you launch, it's done over. A lot of correction happens in between. So the entire process of correction also comes into play. So these are the various buckets where a healthcare IT professional has to give their inputs or they have to work. Right. So
thank you, sir. Pankaj sir, if you can highlight, there are a lot of talk these days on pharma analytics. So if you can highlight what this field is all about, and also how postgraduate students in hospital and health management can actually contribute in the pharmaceutical industry.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. And first of all, I'd like to thank Usha ma'am, Ranmay, Dr. Kirti for making me a part of this. And I feel extremely privileged to be sitting in front of such a luminary. Now, coming back to this question about pharma analytics, right? Well, before that, I would like to say one thing, because most of you are in the final years. When you are choosing your career, pardon me for saying this. I would like to share with you my experience. I have spent close to now 40 years in the pharma industry. But I was doing PhD in 1980 in serotaxonomy under CSIR fellowship. Now it's a different story how I moved into pharmaceutical industry, and that time to become a medical representative in a company like Hext was such a great thing, right? But then initially, I felt that, look, maybe I should have continued my research. Later on, of course, I got assimilated and, I kept on moving. So when it comes to choosing your career, you should be absolutely clear where your interest lies. And now you have got so many people, these type of interactions you can have, whereby you can also crystallize your thoughts where your career should be. So that's the first thing which I'd like to say. Secondly, coming to this topic of pharmaceutical analytics, well, let me tell you, this is the era of data analytics everywhere, and more so in the marketing. No decision nowadays is going to be taken purely on the basis of hunch. No, there has to be a proper data, right? So data analytics, to my mind, has got huge scope. And of course, you have got such learned persons who can talk about the data. I'm not from a technical side, so I will not try to comment too much on that. because my core strength lies in training, in marketing, as well as in sales, right? But I know one thing, that in all the domain, data analytics is very, very important. And as well as the adoption of technology in pharma industry, as well as among doctors is concerned, well, COVID has done a lot of harm, but COVID has done one good thing, right? It has hastened up the adoption of the digital technology in pharma industry, as well as among doctors also. So nowadays you see a lot of platforms on telemedicines, and of course, data adoption. Doctors also becoming a lot of tech savvy. So, I mean, that is all I would like to say, that it has got huge scope as far as data analytics and pharmaceutical industry is concerned. So that's one. Coming back to second part, where you said in
The scope of students, the different kind of job requirements.
so again, a lot of scope is there. I mean, fact of the matter is that diseases are becoming more and more complex. And if that is the case, you require lots and lots of pharmaceutical persons. And Dr. Guru Prasad has talked about that, hospital management and the scope in hospital sector. I will say in pharmaceutical industry as such, there are so many allied branches nowadays which were not existing, say 40 years back, right? So I mean, there used to be only sales and marketing. Nowadays, you have got compliance, you have got many other allied branches also where you can actually build up your career, right? So only thing is, you need to be, as I said initially, you need to be very clear where your interest lies. Now, coming back to, say sales, for instance, right from initial, medical representative to, BU heads, people are becoming marketing. But only one piece of request, I'll not say advice, but one piece of request I would like to make. All those persons who want to go into marketing, your field experience matters a lot. And I have seen some of the hesitation among, MBA graduates and PGDM graduates to work in the field for initially 1 or 2 years. But let me tell you, that's very important. Even if you become a product executive or a marketing executive in any organization, your endeavor must be to slog in the field, because whatever strategies or whatever tactics you want to employ, you will only come to know whether you are going to succeed with them, provided you have got the market intelligence, right? The field intelligence. So that's only one request for those persons who want to go into marketing. Otherwise, as I've said, sales is one area, compliance is another area. Then, channel support system is another big area. These days, channel management is such a important aspect, because that also adds to the profitability of the organization. So again, data, if the data plays a very important role, there's a rolling sales plan, etc., based on the sales trend. So there's a lot of scope, I would say, for all of you. And ma'am, this is my second interaction with the IIHMR. Some 8 years back, I had gone to Jaipur, and Dr. Sandeep Narola had called me, and there was 2 days intense interaction I was having with all the students, and I can tell you, you are in extremely good institute when it comes to pharmaceutical industry.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mr. Guru, I think again a lot of questions that what this healthcare industry is all about. So if you can just share how big, how vast this healthcare industry is about. So it seems like it is hospital, it is pharmaceutical, these days health IT, but it is much beyond that. So if you can highlight what this healthcare industry is all about.
See, actually, hospital is a part of that. If you say healthcare, it's a very big domain. Not only includes diagnostics, pharmacies. Today when we have to segment into hospital also, as sir rightly said, it's not only sales and marketing, we've got business development, we've got operations, we've got administration. Today, most of not only in NH, in other hospitals, leading hospitals, the CEOs are primarily from these kind of healthcare background only. So they are into, for example, the CEOs, for example, the financial aspects, people look into quality aspects, admin aspects. You got a lot of trainings, learnings. So a lot of other B segment. When you segment again part into, even the hospital industry,
we can segment into multiple operations where the healthcare opportunities are immense, for example. Now, coming back to other aspects like what data analytics, it is not only in any industry, it is not only even in sales. For example, today, when we don't have a data, nothing speaks. So data speaks a lot. So we don't have any PPTs, fancy PPTs that to make. It's only the Excel sheet that shows it is not only on the target that we do, only the data, simple data, past data, last 2 years data, 3 years data that we pick up and then show, for example, the target is being defined, decided, focused only based on the purely on the data. For example, today we have got some target to be specified for the 2022-23. It's purely based on specialty-wise data. So thereby, a lot of scope in healthcare for the healthcare professionals who are going to come out. So please, one simple advice from my desk is that, please, it's a constant, continuous endeavor to enhance your knowledge from time to time. It's not only you complete your degree and come out and then keep working in a hospital or in a diagnostic setup or start up your own, your venture. Please, from time to time, because it's a very, very fast moving world, especially in healthcare, a lot of scope, not only in India. So it's a regular, continuous endeavor. Keep writing articles, read newspapers, testimonials, prepare yourself from time to time. So that's my request, kind request to you all to come up. Otherwise, you will be stagnant in a particular job, in a particular location, or with a particular responsibilities. So unless you constantly endeavor what is happening today, I'm into hospital, but I need to have update about what's happening in the industry. So what's happening in the academic section, what is happening in the diagnostic section, what is happening in the pharma. So it's my responsibility to continuously enhance my knowledge. My wisdom has to grow. So in order to sustain and keep up, or else to keep up with the existing knowledge or to grow in life or grow in the professional life, you need to constantly endeavor in the pursuit of knowledge. That's what it is. That's
yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Geeti.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Guru. Any question? Yes, no? Yeah, please.
So my question is for Guru sir. I'm from nursing background. So what is the scope for the BSc nurses in NH and how would you help us for further?
Okay. See, we already have a lot of BSc nursing and also PDS and also your, the physiotherapy division also. So those people who joined now presently, we are, I think, a lot of students we have already absorbed in our office, and Dr. Kethi is aware about it. And presently, we are, in fact, the one more batch. The internship is on 1st of June. 6 students we are taking for internship for 2 months training. So they will be purely into data. What sir was telling. The only job for them is to pick up data from the ICUs, from the operations desk, from the discharge cell, from the billing cell, so everywhere it is. So there are a lot of opportunities for BSc nursing and also for the healthcare professionals. So they will be absorbed, for example, in case if they come for internship, in case if they are very well, we will be able to absorb them. One. Secondly, in case if they will not do the internship at our institute. Otherwise, even there is an opportunity in case if they are from the sales background, we have got a lot of opportunities in domestic sales and also in our department. That's something. And for others also, they will be absorbed primarily into operations, admin, and other opportunities.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Guru. So that's all from our end. And thank you everyone for joining us on the stage today. Thank you so much. And that's we conclude the industry round of interaction. Over to you, Harjeet and Mehak. Thank you.
Thank you, our respected and industry mentors and proud alumni. Students are integral pillar for our institute. Without students, the campus cannot be lively. So now the stage is open for interaction among the students and aspirants. So I request Mr. Mohan C, Mr. Abhinav Kumar, Ms. Madhushri, Mr. Raju Kumar Singh, Dr. Shreya, and Dr. Aksha to kindly join us on the stage to share their life experience at IIHMR.
Yeah, I will take up. I request my all students to please come forward. Not only the name which has been announced, all first year and second year students, please come forward. I think we would like to hear from them the most. Yes, no? Yes, come. In fact, my first year team, Satya, Tejan, Harpreet, Mehak. So we would really like to present our students. Please come forward. Come, come, come. A big round of applause for my students. Come on. So it's a lovely team of students from first year and second year. Come. Okay. So quickly, I know it will take a lot of time. So quickly, 1 minute to all of you to please introduce yourself, your background, and special request to second year students to kindly share your experience, your placement experience, your internship experience, and how you're feeling right now because you're at the stage of convocation, right? So, so yes, so I will request each one of you to kindly share few words, your backgrounds, and also first year students, they have also completed their 1 year with us. And they're about to begin, as Mr. Guru was mentioning, they're about to begin their summer internship from 1st June onwards. So over to all of you. I don't think so. My interference is required in this. Yes, please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So I am Madhushri, and I am from
come forward.
I am from Pharmaceutical, Bihar, and I am final year student of this college, and have been placed at Karkinos Healthcare as a product analyst. Talking about my UG, I have completed my bachelor in hospital management, so I wanted to continue my career in this field only. I think when I had made up my mind that I have to do masters, I think I have made the best decision by choosing IIHMR. And the faculty are so helpful. They are, whenever you need them, they are there to help you. So don't worry about that. And academic team, Jyoti ma'am, she is so helpful, and I'm very fortunate that I made this decision, and I was able to make that connection with all of the members of IIHMR.
Yeah.
And in the first year, so as it is already discussed, we have hospital management, health management, public health, and health IT. So I was from hospital management background, so I've chosen hospital management as my specialization. So in the first year, we have been sent for 2 weeks observership. I got a chance to do my observership from Narayana Health, Bomasandra, and after that we have summer internship in the second year. That was winter internship for us because of COVID. So yeah, it was a great experience, and we got so much of exposure, and it was really fun. Not just externally but internally also. So we say it now. Postgraduate is all about the presentation. So we do have lots of presentation, sometimes impromptu presentation, and
right now also. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, we had role plays, group discussion, and we had interview rounds like the mock one and GDPI, everything. So that was all to make us ready for the interviews. Placement process was also great. Actually, if you follow IIHMR on Instagram, so we have 100% placement now.
Only on Instagram or in reality?
Yeah. Okay. And yeah.
Thank you, Madhushree. Thank you. So this batch.
One more thing I wanted to say, like people call it COVID batch. इनको तो कुछ आता नहीं होगा, लेकिन ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. We are the one who have learned and who know how to manage things, even if it is not in our favor. So I would say all the best to everyone and thank you.
Yeah. One thing I would like to add that we have successfully placed this batch in less than 60 days. And all the 95 students were placed in different domain of hospital, health IT and pharma. Yeah. So thank you, Madhushree. Over to you, Mohan. So Mohan was also the class representative of the pharma specialization, and Madhushree was the class representative for hospital specialization.
Thank you very much. So this is Mohan. So I am from Rajasthan, but born and brought up in Bangalore. So I am placed at Axio Biosolutions, which is at Indranagar. So we have a corporate office at Bangalore and a parent office at USA. So my role is majorly the product executive over the Axio Biosolutions, and so it was my 2 years of internship. What I did a market research survey all over the India. And later, because of my capabilities, I was been absorbed in the organization directly as a product executive. But what as Pankaj sir said that you need to have the field experience, that's for true. So I have heard this thing many times from my VP and all the managers also, that the field experience is the one which carries a lot of weightage. So anything you develop these strategies today is all based upon what the field experiences are. And apart from that, I've been doing my internship at Narayana Health also. So that's in quality department, and a lot of those aspects added and weightage in my life. So whenever I plan something in the organization, so the hospital, that field actually helps me out to plan what actually the way we want to do it and how we have to incorporate the things at the hospital side also. So rest, everything has been covered by Madhushree, what she has been.
All right, thank you, Mohan. Abhinav?
Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Abhinav and I currently work as a system analyst at Allscripts. So one interesting story I have. So how IIHMR nurtured us. So one fine morning, I got a call from Allscripts India that you have interview scheduled at 12 on the same day. So I was not aware of the role as well because I had not gone through the JD and all. So suddenly I think like how will I give the interview? And that in that 2 or 3 hours, so we recalled what we studied in class and how our the sessions placement sessions will go on. So I recalled that, and then I sat for the interview. Like let's hope for the best. And on the same very day, 3 rounds of interview happened, and all 3 cleared. So that way, IIHMR nurtured us to grow on the field. Like it is not the way that is only bookish. It is the way that they taught us, that is built inside us. They just, revoked us to get that ideas, how to implement it in the field and how to know about that, what you are capable enough of. And that's how I got the job. And I was immensely pleasured that time because I have no idea I'll get that. And because 3 hours for an interview is just lesser than anything I could expect of. So, and that is the best part of IIHMR I could ever came across, that in the time of COVID also we were in the online classes and everything, but in that sessions also they have ma'am and other all faculty have arranged a very good session for us in my distance session, and that was the placement sessions as well, and that helped us to grow in a that is the result that we got placed in less than 60 days.
Yeah.
Because that is the result of all sessions that happened in IIHMR. So everything already covered that.
All right, thank you.
And as well that sir said, like we do not know many of the roles are there in the industry. That's what I was not aware, that system analyst is a role in any company. I was not aware at all that what skills we need for a system analyst. And then I gave in that interview. Everything was so smooth. So that is all possible due to IIHMR only.
Thank you.
To everyone. Thanks, IIHMR.
Thank you, Abhinav. Thank you. So next is Raju from second year batch. He's also the placement representative from the IT specialization. Yes.
Yeah, hello. Good evening, everyone. My name is Raju. I am from Patna and I place in the HX Center, the parent company's technology as a technical consultant. So one of the best things is IIHMR Bangalore is providing extra courses. Like I have done a courses like digital health, innovation in digital health. So I learned very much about the AI, ML, how it's helping in a healthcare. So these things are helping our interview and our working professional. So we need these things, some knowledge, and for getting the extra courses, we know about the deep knowledge of AI, ML, how it's helping in digital health. So this was the best thing that our college also provided some extra courses, particular to our courses. And one of the best thing is our college, particular to the courses which is required by the industry. Like our industry requires some lot of software. So our faculty are good to know about, good to give a knowledge about that software only. So this thing, and also in my placement round, I did my internship on HX Center. After that, I placed over there only by the technical consulting role, and I did my observancy by Sakra as a home healthcare department. Because after COVID, home healthcare is a more good option for the patient, because many of the patients are not happy to go in a hospital because of COVID and because of that pass on of COVID. So I did my home healthcare department observancy of the Sakra.
Yeah, thank you, Raju. And quick round of introduction from my first year students, that's of 21-23. Over to all of you. Satyanarayan, you got the present placement and representative.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm Satyanarayan Reddy. So I would like to tell one thing, that I am from the computer science background. So most of the people you may in the online are the computer science or any engineering background. I would like to tell you one thing, that before I joined the college, I just applied for IIHMR. But I'm thankful to the IIHMR college because they provided me a clarity in the form of attending webinars and the industrial mentors. And after the college, I would like to say college helped us in engaging with many programs, in attending conferences or any projects. So in this college, I also learned one thing, that if you you have to present yourself first, like what you say, in any programs or any, don't think about whether you win or lose. It's all about you just present yourself there. And the good part is in the colleges, observationship, STP and internship, where you will learn the practical knowledge more, which help you more in terms of ground knowledge. So this is what I am going to have one more year, so I learn a lot here.
Yeah, thank you. Keep rotating.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon. My name is P.S. Karpagapriya. I come from Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So after coming here to IIHMR Bangalore, you can understand, like, I come from such a primitive area. IIHMR Bangalore has given me a very good exposure to that is the industry mentors, the way our mentors teach us, they guide us into many extracurricular activities. So I'm an aspirant of public health. So I've presented a paper in the ISPOR 2022. So and also I've attended a seminar back 2 days in Chidambaram in Annamalai University. So all these opportunities come through our mentors, our faculty mentors who help you around in every field. And also I've never.
All right. Thank you. Quickly rotate your mic. I think all must be feeling hungry. Yes, no? Yes. Okay. Quickly.
I'm Monami Chakraborty. I have completed my BSc Nursing from Bangalore and now going for SKP in Narayana Health. So all the teachers are very helpful. Like if you are interested in any project work, they will help you a lot to do. So, but the thing is, you have to give your input, then only you will get your output.
Good. Thank you. Next one. Mehak, the host for the day.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Mehak. I'm a dental graduate.
So you guys have heard a lot about the course and everything. Faculty, everyone is very nice. I would just say that beside the learning process, just you'll also get to know who you really are. Like you'll get to know what are the specialization, what is the course and everything. But knowing yourself is much more important. Just I will suggest just interact, participate, and as Usha ma'am said, just make it lively for yourself.
Good. Thank you. Next host for the day, Harpreet.
I am Dr. Harpreet Kaur from UP, Uttar Pradesh. I'm a dentist, but a question. Okay, everyone has said about faculties and everyone, but I'll just say in IIHMR, you won't learn what is there in the books. Some of the traits which a student should have, you learn about that. The first one is being punctual. You will definitely learn this, like getting up at time, coming to college, you will become creative. You will become a multitasker for sure. Because at one time you need to do a lot of things. And one more thing, you must have heard about ask, like attitude, skill, and knowledge. So in IIHMR, you will be provided with such a great knowledge, which will help you to learn some skills, which will ultimately change your attitude. I'll just say that.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, Shreya.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Shreya, and I'm a BDS graduate. I have worked 5 years in clinic and non-clinic profile, and then I decided to know more in detail about healthcare. So I joined IIHMR, and then I came to know that healthcare is a kind of an ocean. So here you are here to just explore your opportunities according to your interest and then grow accordingly. So and also the faculties, everyone, every mentor is just incredible in their own way, and just give your best. Listen to what they teach because while teaching, they'll be sharing their experiences. So once you step in the organization, in any organization, you will come to know that what exactly they were saying to you. So like listening to their lectures and going through their experiences, what they share is like a special thing to really, like move into.
Thank you. Thank you, Shreya. Akshaya.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Akshaya. I'm the class representative and ESL member and editorial committee, as well as we do participate in a lot of activities. So like I think Harpreet said already, we learn to manage our time. You become a multitasker because given these many opportunities, and it's not for me, it's for all our classmates, we get a lot of opportunities to indulge in a lot of activities, which will ultimately build up your strength. And this is very, very vital in pursuing your interest and accomplishing your goals in the industry. Most of the things my classmates have already said, but I would like to say like you should pursue what you want to do. And at the end of it all, even I have an experience in the dental background, but I chose to come to IIHMR is because I wanted to know what else is out there, what I can do better. And it's not just related to a doctor-patient relationship or a doctor's chamber. There's much more to the healthcare industry than we know. And IIHMR gives us a broad base, and it's a very, very comprehensive setup where we understand the multitudes of healthcare prospects which is out there. And during the 2 years program, initial is a broad base where you learn about the healthcare and then you choose your specialty. Those have been mentioned by the during the seminar already. And I think you can actually focus and work as a goal-oriented person once you're out of here.
Thank you. Thank you, Akshaya. Arpit.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Arpit Thakur, and I'm from Himachal Pradesh. And I have a nice incident to share. The day I was coming to this campus, the day Himachal, there was snowfall. So Satya was telling me that, bro, why are you coming here? Stay there only. No need to come to here. But life is all about to sacrifice and move ahead. So here in campus also, I see in the faculties, it's like we give our 100% and our faculty gives 200% for our own growth. Thank you.
So Arpit is also the sports representative of the batch. Thank you. Tejan.
Good afternoon, everyone. As my batchmates and our seniors have covered almost everything, I don't have much to say, but the faculty over here are very supportive and they will help you to excel your knowledge. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Utkarsha.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Utkarsha Srivastava and I have done Bachelor's of Physiotherapy from MBA Noida. Now I am here in IIHMR, I have completed first year few days back and now we are planning to go for summer training and I am thinking to opt for hospital specialization in IIHMR. And I would say that all the faculties and all the mentors here are very helpful and very supportive. They will guide you in each and every step when you will go from first year to second year, and even they will help you in opting what specialization you should go for according to your choice. Thank you.
Thank you, Utkarsha. Priyanka and Jay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Priyanka Vishnu. I belong from Kolkata, West Bengal. I have done my bachelor's in clinical nutrition and dietetics from Calcutta University, and after that, I have done my master's in clinical nutrition and dietetics from SNDT Women's University, Mumbai. So after that, I choose IIHMR Bangalore for my better career, for my better growth. And now we are going for summer training program, and I have placed in Fortis Hospital, Nagar. So one thing I would like to say, my juniors, that when you join the campus, you not only have the regular classes, assignment, PPT, and so on, but also you have to involve a lot of cultural activities and a lot of fun activities. So you have to be prepared according to that. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Last, Jay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Jay Chaurasya. I am from Mumbai. I have done my graduation in BSc Chemistry. Actually, while joining the course, I was thinking that I am from non-medical background. So how could I cope up here? But now I am feeling very comfortable. Here the mentors, teachers are very good. And I am also having the stage fear. So there will be a lot of PPT presentation that will help to remove the stage fear.
Yeah, no, true. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Jay. So thank you, my all dear students, for your time, for your participation. Thank you. Please take your place. And that's all from my side as well. And over to the host, Mehak and Harpreet.
Now I.
Moving ahead, I would like to invite Dr. Gyan Chandra Kashyap for vote of thanks.
Thank you all. Well, this is a graceful and warm day to our most valued guests, faculty members, and our management team, most beloved participants of the course. I'm thankful to all for joining us today in the auspicious occasion of Open Day event. It is my great pleasure to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks. And on the behalf of the Institute and the audience, I extend a hearty vote of thanks to our industry mentor, Mr. M.S. Guru Prasad, Mukund Kulkarni, Mr. Pankaj Srivastava, and our pride alumni, Mr. Sunish R, for sparing his valuable time from his busy schedule to grace this occasion and sharing their valuable insights. Now, I would like to take a pleasure to thank our director, Madam Dr. Usha Manjunath, for guiding us and providing the constant support and to make this event successful. I also extend my thanks to all the faculty members who have been a part of this program for guiding the participants in the best way possible. And a special thanks to Dr. Kirti Uday, Dean of Academics, for dedicatedly managing the event. And also I would like to thank our dedicated and motivated administrative and IT team who worked tirelessly to support this event. And thank you once again and all who took a keen interest to be a part of this event and to know more about the IIHMR Bangalore. And I'm also thankful to our media persons who has covered this program. And last but not the least, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to dear students. Without them, this program will not be possible. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words.
I can see the sparkling eyes eager to see the campus. So with no more wait, I request you all together for the group photograph followed by campus tour and lunch. I request Mr. Satish and Ms. Joyce to coordinate